So, appearance then. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I love that. Hello, little guy. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on the Good Company campaign with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to the very last episode. No, not the very last episode, I keep saying that. The very last mission in the Good Company campaign currently available. If you'll remember now, we actually had this mission last time around of actually crafting, 40 of these simple circuits a week using our pick and place machines out here. And if you all kind of remember, I kind of ran into issues with all this stuff. It was all kind of, I don't know, didn't quite work out the way that I was hoping for it to work out, and it didn't kind of make much of any sense to me. So I tried looking around, and I think I've got a bit more of an idea of how we need to do this. So in theory, there should be a way of actually, letting employees place things in the pick and place machine right here somehow. I'm still not quite sure what the issue is here, because I did try that before, but I have seen people do it that way, so we will need to explore that a bit. And then, this conveyor out, I think, is somewhat right, so we can just kind of ferry the circuit boards in from this first pick and place machine, and that should be fine. But the electronic parts will probably have to get off there and actually move in there manually, so that will sort of be the idea right there. First things first, though, what we will probably actually need is going to be a way out of here, and then, a way to actually store the outputs, because I don't think I have actually done that yet. So we will start with that just now. So we will get a storage segment out here, just like that. And I'll just block off the door. I mean, we've got another one over there, so that should be good. And with the storage segment, we'll just be placing this in the big shelving rack. So hopefully we will have enough space for all that. So that should be a start. Now, this out here does need to be fixed. So let me try and do that myself. I'm going to pick all this stuff off here, just like that. And then we need to kind of redo the whole logistics setup here. So we will get rid of this thing. Bye. And I'm not quite sure what these things even do out here, to be honest. This is still something that very much confuses me, why that is even here. We've got the pick and place machine, of course, and the pick and place machine should be ferrying this out to that. I'm not even sure if we need a logistics connection for that, so I'll leave it like this for the time being. Now, what should be possible should be that we just say, yeah. I'm so confused, because I thought I had done this like that last time and it didn't work. But maybe I was just getting confused by these exclamation marks, which don't make too much sense, to be honest. I'm not quite sure why they are there, because I've obviously got the connections going, so kind of confused about that one. But, if it works, it works. So let's just try it like this. We'll obviously also need the electronics parts out here, so we'll move those over there. And then in theory, the simple circuits should be pushed out right here. So, oh, yeah, if I don't end up deleting any logistics connections that we need. So that should be that. In theory, that should now work. So let's try and see how this is going to play out. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to get rid of this thing, because we won't need it anymore if I can figure out how to delete the last segment right here. How do I delete the last one? It only ever gets me into this do you want to build in this direction build menu, and I don't want to build, I want to get rid of it. So like, I could do... I cannot get rid of that one segment, apparently. No, now I can. Okay, that was a bit weird, but it's gone. Cool, let's see how this works out. Not at all. Yeah, so that's kind of what I had feared. Now, question kind of being, why not? I'm kind of confused. I'll say right now, because that does not make too much sense. What I'm kind of wondering as well is if I was going to say, put stuff in here, pull that metal out myself, and just go and place it in here myself. Is it going to work? Yeah. Wait, now she picks it up. Oh, that looks a bit like... Maybe there was an issue with these inventory slots here for a second? Kinda unsure. But that does seem to be crafting out, and holy moly, that's a lot of circuit boards at once. 25 circuit boards in one run is a whole lot. Okay, maybe my logistics employee was just slightly bugged out, because, I don't know. The second empty inventory was full while the first one wasn't, and she just works it off like one after another? Could that make sense? Dear good company devs, please let me know down below. I would be very interested. I think that may be what has happened here. But okay, so this is now being crafted. Let's just kind of try and see if this is going to be enough. Because I'm not 100% confident just yet. While we are making a lot of circuit boards out here, it kind of feels like that is not too many simple circuits coming out of there. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. So, something for us to explore maybe. Like, we obviously have some simple circuit production up here as well, I think. Yeah. Must be somewhere. Or is it in the old building that we know? You must be making some of those somewhere, because we had a score earlier and this does obviously not work. But yeah, so that seems like it did actually end up working out, so that's awesome. Alright, heading on then. It's mesmerizing to watch those machines doing their work, isn't it? But there's no time to relax. Now that you're familiar with those machines, it's time to update the order. I need you to deliver programmable circuits next. You know, it would be great if she was actually going to buy them off me and I was going to make some money off them and not going to clog up my inventory, but apparently that's not going to happen. So, programmable circuits next though. Mayor is really demanding. To produce programmable circuits, we should hook up more of those why can't I speak today? Can you guys explain? I can't. I'm really sorry. Pick and place machines to process the simple circuits further. Okay, so what was the recipe on these, and do I only need another pick and place machine, or is there something else sort of complicated involved? Let's see. Programmable circuits. Oh, I do actually need circuit boards on top of that too, which is kind of, you know, worrying. Is there like, what kind of stuff did you have for conveyors? You only had the single conveyor belt, so okay. Not 100% sure how I would go about this right now, so I mean the first thing on the list for me would probably be moving this thing out of the way. Then I'll probably get rid of this thing for the time being, so we're going to attach that further down the line, of course. Then, I mean the simple circuits need to go in there anyways, right? So I suppose we would need one separate pick and place machine that makes circuit boards, and then the stuff gets carried over manually by a worker. So we obviously don't have any splitter stuff or something, right? Like, this seems to overproduce quite a lot. So I could, in theory, maybe I can just have a worker pick some of this off the band instead, and I won't have to use a fourth pick and place machine. I'm gonna try that first, I think. But yeah, so there's obviously, unfortunately, no conveyor splitting mechanisms yet, so could we pause this? Thanks. So nothing like in Satisfactory where you can just say, okay, half of that goes somewhere else, which would be good, which would be cool. I hope that's something that's planned for the future, but for the time being, we will just be placing another pick and place machine out here then. And we will need a little bit more conveyor, so let's do that. No, that's not. Wait, I think this should do it. Yep, okay. So, that's going to finish the conveyor belt for us. Then this thing is going to be making programmable circuits. And then we're just going to try. Wait, what else do we need? We do need electronic parts in here, which we can just connect up from here. And then we're just going to try and say, you know, just pick up some circuit boards from here and put them in there, and let's see if she actually ends up doing it, because it should be accessible by her. And you know, given that this is overproducing like crazy, I'm thinking, you know, we should have enough overflow to cover this thing as well. It's like we need one. Well, I mean, it does make 5 at the same time, which is interesting, right? But wait, I don't quite understand. The one thing that I don't quite understand about the pick and place machine yet, I don't think, right, is it obviously says pick and place machine 1 day. But is it 1 day for one? Or is it 1 day for this whole production run of 5? Because if it was the latter, that would actually be kind of crazy and cool. Let's just assume that this is 1 day and it uses 5 within 1 day, and this thing, yeah, I mean, that easy overproduction right there, and then we use 3. Yeah, so this should one way or another hopefully be good in that regard. So I'm just going to try and do it like that. Let's see if she picks it up, and then we will head on. So, I mean, obviously electronics she puts in there, and yep, picks it up just fine. Okay, that's kind of cool. Now what we will, of course, also need is going to be another conveyor, which we can maybe just do, no, wrong. Maybe we can just do this like that, and then just connect a conveyor right there. I'm kind of, you know, getting to a point where I would really appreciate if I could actually, oh my god, can I not just make a conveyor that's like 1 in length, please? Now I did that. Okay. Guess that's not an option then. But yeah, now I'm really getting to the point, I have to say, where I really, really, really appreciate if I had a camera that I could turn. Because this is like... I mean, while I kind of always, of course, can estimate where stuff is at, and this thing is still not a thing, where you can actually turn the conveyor belts right here and don't have to use one right there. But I think they were talking about actually introducing that, so I am looking forward to that. But yeah, so in these situations, I can, of course, you know, somewhat see where stuff is at. It would be kind of nice to have a tiltable camera, you know, not tiltable, but turnable, I think. That would be kind of cool, but is what it is for the time being. This should, one way or another, now be working, so... overall, kind of optimistic that this should be quickly done. Like, production frequency should be the same as we had here for the simple circuits, so overall, not really too worried, unless the lady, you know, doesn't move the required amounts of circuit boards over there, which that can be an issue, but let's see for the time being. Let's see. So, yeah. I am just going to place a quick cut right here for you all, as always, and I'll be right back with you when we have this stuff pretty much completed. Alright, and back we are, and we're just about done. As you can see, I hired another logistics worker because I was creeping around at 20 out of 40 all this time, because this thing wasn't getting stocked properly with the circuit boards. Now we are just nearly there. Like, just about. Not quite. I'm really not quite sure if we're actually going to make it with one machine, thinking about it. I don't think we will we? Wait, let me think about this, right? So, we can not make it. That is pretty much max capacity, isn't it? We would need to be under an assembly time of 1 day with this thing to actually be able to make it with one pick and place machine alone. Okay. So that is a bit of an issue. I do kind of have an idea of what to do about this, though. So let's try and do it ourselves. So I think we've got a bit of overproduction down here. So what I'm going to be doing is I am, theoretically, yep, going to access this inventory of the conveyor. And I am going to go ahead and, you know, just not nick some of these, I guess. I mean, I'm kind of also worried of nicking too many, but I think we should be fine for overproduction. So what I'll be doing, what I'll be needing is I'm going to be doing a... Does this advanced electronics workbench do the job for me? No. It seems that's too complex. So we'll use a standard electronics workbench for the programmable circuit. We'll be placing that up here in the corner. And then I will need some way of actually dumping my inventory somewhere, which this looks to be a pretty decent way of doing just that. So, no, I was too slow. Okay. Do I need something else? I mean, no, I actually need the electronics, so that's totally fine. I'm just going to nick a stack of this. I hope that's not going to disrupt my production now. Let me maybe just give this a second to catch up, just in case. You're going to make more, right? Come on. This is kind of tight on mats, so... Yeah, you know, okay, I think we're sort of good. So, with that now all taken care of, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to craft 5 of these things myself, and then in theory we should be fine. And I'm actually not good for inventory space, because I, of course, do also need some inventory space for the output product. So, that will be it then. I'm going to just make 5 of these things, and then in theory we should be able to just about get there this way. So, let's see. I hope this is gonna do it for me. If not, then I'm gonna be slightly sad. But for the time being, 34, 35. Oh my god, that was close. Come on, make that one fast. Fast, 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 fast. Come on, no. Why is it slower now than it used to be? I was used to scraping 35 with it, and now, oh, okay, we just about made it. I was close, but we made it. God. Okay, and now this whole stack is full of programmable circuits that we haven't sold yet, so maybe something that we should take care of. What a result. You're so much more reliable than our last supplier. I may have another job for you. Hey, they won't stop coming. So, Bloomville has seen a huge influx of visitors thanks to the Summer Cyber Games. Tourists are getting lost, trying to find their way around town if only there was a way to guide them. I have just the thing. Let's produce robotic assistants to act as guides around Bloomville. Or, you know, you could just use a smartphone. But okay. So, robotic assistants then, yeah? That sounds... Or, robotic guide, robotic assistant. Well, anyways, that sounds like a whole complex thing to take care of. So, let's see about that. That does seem to be the first achievement level of this game though, of this mission though, so that's nice. Then we've got this one, which is going to be more robotic assistants and more robotic assistants. Okay, so 40 robotic assistants sold in total is the first goal, and I kind of have a feeling that we need a new building for this, so I'm just going to straight out buy this thing, because I feel that we will need some space for this. So, let's look at the blueprint design. Let's make a new blueprint for a robotic guide. And let's actually check out what chassis we can make. No, we don't have that machinery yet. Do we get that later on? It doesn't look like it. Oh, that's actually kind of sad. I was kind of hoping we were gonna get this case machine thingy, but apparently not. So what we can do alternatively is we've got precision and workbenches and welding tables, so we do still have the means to make the more advanced cases for bots. But what I would like to actually check out is how much this kind of stuff actually costs me. That's not too much. Hardened bot chassis, pretty fine. Then we've got a polished bot chassis, which is not really much more effort either, is it? Polished wood, no, that's actually more effort. So the hardened bot chassis kind of being the easier pick at the moment. And then there was some plastic thing, but an advanced one. Lightweight. Where is lightweight at? Here. Okay, so this one needs a plastic bot chassis. And chemical compound, which is also not too hard. With the plastic bot chassis needs plastic, plastic sundries, plastic parts. And the hardened bot chassis needs metal, metal sundries, and yeah, I mean, that's not really much of a difference. Okay, how do they differ in stats then? So, looks like the hardened bot chassis is kind of the way to go with 34 slots then, unless we have like some huge drawbacks that are going to be involved. So let's go for that for the time being. Let's see what kind of stuff is the main points right here. So we've got display fidelity, processing power, and strength. Okay, can be added with actuators. Okay, so display fidelity for a start. Let's start out with that. Now we've got these, which I think are rather simple. Then we've got 16 segment displays, which, I mean, that's kind of a bit more complex. And the LED matrix stuff is kind of too antique for this stuff by now, I feel. So we could do 2 of these or 1 of these, which I kind of favor 1 of these at the moment. Actually, I mean, for total stats, not as much. I feel this one is the more favorable for like total effort required. So let's do the 16 segment display. Then we're going to need processing power, and I mean, we've already got this nice and big setup for all these, what were they even called? The programmable circuits down there, so we're definitely going to be using those. I'm not quite sure how many we're outputting, to be honest. It should be, I think it is like 5 a day, so that's kind of crazy. We could probably stash 2 of them into here. So let's start out by doing that, I feel. It's going to obviously, you know, over-fulfill this a bit, but let's see. Let's see. I would like to start out by trying that. And then for the strength, we're going to need actuators, it told me, right? So this one gives me strength, but loses speed, and this one flexibility. So we're needing some simple gearboxes then for this, right? This is not going to give me any strength. Nope, none at all. So we need simple gearboxes then. And I'm going to start by placing them like this, maybe. That's actually already... Okay, so that's kind of sufficient. We're still at minus 0.1. Kind of mad. That is kind of mad, to be honest. Okay, so what next? I mean, mobility, I feel... Actually, does this lower mobility at all, even? It doesn't. So that would be an option. Alternatively, we could go for sound quality, too. So sound quality... What do we need for this? I mean, it's all rather complicated, I feel, and like the whole production process involved. We could go for locomotion, and we only probably would need like, I don't know. I mean, you could go for like a medium stepper motor and instantly fulfill it. Just like that would give us 0.6 market appeal, and we don't have any more space left after that, which is kind of mad. Or we could go for something like that for 0.2, and then get something else instead in there on top of things. So something like maybe like a quadruple battery stack. That's too much. That's too much. That's also not fittable. Ugh. Like, after this stuff, I've only really got optimization slots in here. What if I would go for this instead? That'll give me 0.7, so that's better than the locomotion. And I could actually stash this thing on top, could I not? That'll give me 1.3 at the very least. And for sound quality, could I stash that in there somewhere still? I think that's too big, is it? Yup. So not really ideal overall, but I feel that's kind of the most we can squeeze out of it at the moment. I mean, 1.3 isn't too bad, and it's still a very, very complicated production process. I mean, the programmable circuits are covered, but everything else I'll still have to set up, so that's quite the big task, I feel. And 1.3 market appeal should be enough to sell some. This is actually not quite covered yet. So that's actually a bit of an issue, but you know, we can maybe correct that in the next phase, and we're definitely making enough of these programmable circuits to cover it, so it should be doable. 5 sold a week, probably only achievable with discount then, but that is going to be the way that it is. This thing though, polished bot chassis, oh, I should probably already account for that, to be honest. Why even work with a hardened bot chassis when I can already get it set up with a polished bot chassis instead? And get things prepared for that in the future. So let's do that instead. Not going to be much more effort anyway, so I mean, I think that should be fine. We don't have any big drawbacks, so I'm not going to get any like anti-drawback things into here. And well, yeah, that's going to be the way that we're going to be going, I feel. So appearance then. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I love that. Hello, little guy. Kind of like the wooden look of him too. Knows the way. Makes your day. No problema. Follows the beat. Alright, we'll take follows the beat then. And, I mean, friendly peach doesn't look too bad. Got soft flower, not too much of a fan. Teal and gold, sunny orange. Let's do sunny orange. I think sunny orange is awesome. Okay, so we will... I mean... I don't know, those eyes. I mean, we'll just give him the appropriate obligatory name, and yeah, finish the design. and that is what we are going to be going with. But as you all may know, that is going to be a long process to actually get all this stuff set up. So that is going to be something that I'm going to be taking care of you all, with you all in the next episode. So I'm going to end off here for today. I'm pretty happy that we actually got this stuff down here running finally, so I hope you all are happy with that as well. 2 more goals fulfilled, and we are steaming towards finally getting the first trophy out of the way for this campaign mission, and then hopefully you're also going to be checking off the other 2 soon after. So looking forward to all that. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. For the time being, this is going to be it. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to hit that like button down below, and if you're new around the channel and want to stay around for more, also definitely don't forget to hit that subscribe button right down below, as well as the bell icon right next to it to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. That said, as always, thank you all very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.